Most people, as you would imagine, are shunning me because they don't want to piss off the monopoly. But you every now and again have someone like Kendra Lust who's like, yeah, I'm going to promote you. I'm going to push you. And it's been getting some traction. So I'm going to continue on that road. And that's what I'm going to do every day.
And now we drink!
We are proud to be brought to you this week by our friends at Bell Flask. We've all been there. You're at a concert, a festival, a sporting event, and you're like, the booze sucks. It's overpriced. It's bottom shelf. And you can't exactly smuggle one of these in. So what do? You pick yourself up a Bell Flask. Plastic, pocket-sized. It holds a half a fifth. It's 15 ounces and fits in your pocket. It's sealed. It's leak-proof. It can go in your purse, bag. Doesn't set off the metal detectors. And when you're done with your drink, you can just fold it up and put it in your pocket. This isn't your grandpa's flask. So pick yourself up one today at bellflask.com. That's BELLFLASK.com, or scan the QR code. Use promo code Slayer20 at checkout to get 20% off. Cheers, drinking buddies. Hi, Vic.
Hello, Matt Slayer. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you happy to help end my career right now?
Yeah. No, I'm glad you had me on. I'm glad you had the balls to have me on, because a lot of like that Ryan Pomegranate guy, he didn't want to have me on this podcast. I think Kieran had something to do with that. When they were asked, his name was brought up. So, but I like your podcast. It has actually something called substance that others don't. So
You said it, not me.
yeah. So
The only substance I know about is brown liquor.
okay, all right.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers to you. Thanks again for having me on.
I was very amused that it's like, oh yeah, I knew half of your old crew, and you're just like, you what?
Yeah. Well, when I was working and grinding and it was busy for a while, after I would get done, I mean, my motivation every day was to get finished so I can go home to my dogs.
Well, that's every professional crew. Nobody wants to actually be on set.
Yeah. But sometimes you have to stay on set.
Well, I'm painfully aware.
Yeah.
Painfully aware. Like, obviously, I don't have nearly as many scenes under my belt as you do, but I have enough time on set to painfully aware.
Yeah.
Hell, I was PAing for someone, and I did the math. After my day rate was done, by the time I got off set, I made under minimum wage on the day.
Yeah, that was it. Like, working as a PA for me was not always the best. It was more just because it was a paycheck. And a lot of my production managers over the years, I could see them age, like, literally from old footage. Like, they started off with like dark hair, and by the time I got done with them, they were all gray.
Why would you do that to people?
It was the business. It wasn't me.
I believe you.
Yeah.
So. I totally believe you, Vic. Not your fault at all.
Well, I think the time when you said you were in Vegas, that was when we were like the busiest.
Oh, I know.
That was the Man-Win era.
It was.
Second of 4 rebrandings of the porn monopoly. Nothing weird about that.
Unfortunately, we don't have a very good lobbying group in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate everything the FSC does try to do. We just aren't underfinanced.
Yeah.
We don't have NRA money. For as many multi-billion-dollar industry as this is, we should have an NRA-style lobbying group.
Well, I always said a competent union would also help the cause, but the union that exists, I think, is more of a vanity project.
Well, the problem is with the amount of turnover we have in the industry, how would you actually unionize people?
Well, the fact that everyone's an independent contractor, you can't really.
Well, you can't legally unionize.
Yeah. So there's no teeth.
I mean, you could have a guild. I mean, or with California production, technically, by the letter of the law these days, every production has to actually be a real business entity, and you have to be employees via AB5. Technically, no one should be independent contractors anymore.
Right.
That's why the trend of making everyone get their own businesses, because then it's a business transaction versus you hiring an independent contractor.
But the bigger problem is everyone's out for themselves in the industry.
Well, everyone's out for themselves almost everywhere.
Yeah, but at least in the legitimate film world, it's like they have to band together as a union. So with the porn, it's just like, nah, they just.
Well, because in the old-timey Hollywood, people would die on set.
That's true. Yeah, now people just die off set in porn.
Hey, people die off set in mainstream, too. Yeah,
So,
trouble artists come of all flavors.
Yeah, well, I've always thought that the psychology of the porn star is very close to the musician and the actor. You pretty much have the same breakdown of their psychology. The need for adulation, the ego feed, the need to be in front of camera. What I always find is that why does egoism in porn run so rampant? Because I don't really understand that. I never could understand that.
It makes perfect sense to me. You've never had thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people tell you how beautiful you are and how bad they want you day in and day out.
Okay.
I'm sure that does something to your brain eventually.
Yeah, but there's something called humility too, man. It's like, okay, let me break it down even further. Someone who can write an amazing piece of music, someone who can act and move me to tears. That's worthy maybe of an ego, but I just don't see it when it comes to the porn industry. I just never got it. And I guess is why I'd never really felt in place there. I always felt like I was just not, they weren't my people. I don't know how to describe it in any other way. I felt like I didn't have a lot in common with them. So I don't know. And I guess that's why I don't really hear from many of them these days.
Well, it could be the gray hairs you caused too.
Could be. Yeah. I mean, listen, I will be the first to admit it. It was not easy to work for me at times, but we were busy, and the amount of shit that Brazzers would put on us on a daily basis when it came to the concepts. I mean, shit always was trickling down.
Oh no, Montreal wrote it and then it came down.
Right. But then, look, I'll tell you the Manwin phase of things, like the Manseth, the original, the OG guys. Those guys were actually, I would dare I say, cool. They were building up this big company, and they treated people with respect and they appreciated them. But they were only in it for in the grand scheme of things for, 4 years tops.
Well, yeah. But where you say they treated people with respect, those were also the days where they were pirating other people's content and devaluing.
That was even before that, though. Even before Pornhub existed. I mean, we're talking from 2004 to 2007.
Okay.
When they were building their pay sites, and Brazzers was about big tits. I mean, that's really what it was. They took care of me, I mean, I was their workhorse. They took care of me. They understood that. You start getting into the Manwin phase, which was 2010 to 2014, and you start dealing with the fact that it's so much money coming in, and they are throwing mad amount of money at us. I mean, we were knocking out 25 shoots a month, and then doing,
which, for anyone at home, that's an insane schedule.
Yeah. But then I'm not even talking about the live shows we were doing once a week, the live orgies. I mean, that's why those guys turned gray.
Oh no, I used to hear about them, and so it's like, yeah, I can't hang out tonight, man. Got to do a live tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's really what it was. It was nonstop. I mean, to be honest with you, that's why I started doing cocaine. It was just because we were so busy that, you need a PED, and maybe Adderall would have been the better option, but yeah.
Yeah, but you got to go see a doctor for that, and porn doesn't provide health insurance.
It's true. I don't know. It was quite tenuous at times, I would say. And then, once Fabian got arrested, and then, you start going into the mind geek phase, well, that's when really everything started to suck. It really did. But, listen, I realized that during the pandemic, the bullshit was going to get greater and the money was going to get less. So that's why I was like, I can't do this anymore. And it probably saved my life, because I don't know if I'd still be here sitting with you, especially with all the blow I was doing for a while there. It was tough, and getting out of it and having that couple of years of okay, I'm no longer around this insanity. You start rewiring your brain a little bit, and you start getting to the point where, you're taking a huge step back and you're understanding why you were doing it. And then you start reminiscing about the people who died. In my book, there's literally 8 in memoriams of people that I knew. And these are just the people I knew and the experiences I had. Man, it was really oh, that's why you were medicating too, because there was a lot of darkness in the industry. And,
I mean, there's a lot of darkness in entertainment, period.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just put that on porn.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, I guess being around it so much, because we were really working a lot. I think that's really what it came down to.
I mean, you're actually behind the curtain on porn versus being behind the curtain on mainstream film or, music or shit like that.
I think also, too, getting to know the personalities.
Yeah, these aren't just a name, a headline to you. This is an actual person that you've been in physical space with, shared a meal with.
Yeah.
It hits a lot fucking harder.
It does. Especially when you're actually intimate moments. you know? The thing that was always interesting when it came to dating in the industry, I mean, that was a trip into itself. You know, when you're in the civilian world, you have this, courting ritual where you're, taking someone out for a date and dinner and you're talking and seeing does the personality jive and all that. Then you're thinking in your head, well, what's this person look like naked? What are their boobs going to look like? What's the vagina going to look like? What's it going to smell like? What's it going to taste like? You're thinking about all these things. Do they have any big hairy moles all over their body? Like you're wondering about all these things. And then you're hoping when you finally get there, it's worth the time. But in porn, you've got the complete opposite. You have someone who you see what they look like naked. You see how they have sex with. And then you do the act.
But you don't know how they actually have sex. You know how they have performative sex.
Well, there's both. There's both. But at least you know it's going to be a wild ride no matter what.
Oh, no, not necessarily. I have definitely fucked some performers that it was lazy as shit when it got to real life.
Okay, but I guess I vetted a little bit better than you did. But the truth is, okay.
Fuck. Ouch.
Sorry. I'm just saying, like, after a while when you have those missteps, you learn to be like, nah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
Well, after I came the first time, I didn't go back for more.
But I'm just saying, like, after you come, right? Then you have to have conversations.
No, you leave.
No. See, that was, I guess, what I made the mistake of. Yeah, you then have the conversations, and then you start dealing with like, oh, okay, our personalities don't match. So then that's where I had all of my awkward moments. It was like, now what? What do we talk about? And that's why it was just so strange and bizarre for me. And
well, it definitely is a different situation. And you also have to be comfortable with what their job is, which not everyone is.
Yeah.
But I feel like in both our positions, we would be fucking hypocritical.
Sure.
If it's like, whoa, can't date you, you do porn.
Yeah. No. Like at that point, it was like, again, I think actually I did have a civilian relationship towards the end, but that was an open thing. And, she was Dutch, so, I mean, they're generally cool with unique situations. But truth is, yeah, it was, I just had a lot of missteps when it came to dating and a romantic life in the porn industry. It was just,
I think everyone has.
Yeah.
How many successful relationships can you think of long-term in this industry? How many?
The first that come to mind, Mark Wood and Francesca Lay.
Okay, that's one.
Well, I'm thinking.
Right. It doesn't immediately pop out to you.
Right.
Mick Blue.
Yeah. And Annika.
They've been together forever.
Yeah.
That's about all I could think of, like, that really has stood the test of time.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes sense, but I hadn't really thought about it. But it's fucking hard.
Well, it's hard because human nature still plays into it as much as you're like, oh, hey, I'm cool with everything that's going on. We're all still fucking fallible human beings.
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you this: I've been pretty much removed from it 3 to 5 years now. It hasn't gotten much better. I don't want to say that, having sex with porn stars for a long period of time ruined me, because I don't think it has. But I think when I start even trying to date in the civilian world, the intimidation that they have because of what I've seen and what I've experienced, that's kind of the hump to get over.
When's the last time you fucked a civilian?
It's been years.
Like 10, 20?
No, actually, no, that's not true.
The 70s? Like what?
No. Okay, no, we're like at 15 months now.
Okay,
that's, kind of respectable. But I mean, I just got out of another relationship that I'm not really going to go into detail because I got in trouble for talking about it on the podcast. But
whoa, you gave it to other fucking people? I see how it is, Vic. You're like, whoa.
It was a fresh wound, and I did it, and I don't really regret it. But I said I wasn't going to do it again. So, yeah.
You fucking tease.
I know.
I thought you were going to keep it fresh for me.
Well, there's other things. I could go through some of the stories of some of the previous guests that you've had on.
Oh, why are you going to try to throw me under the bus? I did you a solid and had you on. You're like,
I get it.
I'm going to just talk shit and peel the curtain back on your previous guests. You really just trying to come here and ruin my career?
No. Okay, so here's the deal. So there was one.
That was not a no. That was not a fucking no. You were just like, well, I'm going to just segue away from that. Like, wow, Vic.
No, there's one. You've had this person on repeatedly. Former Spiegler girl, when that actually meant something. You know, I think
That still means something.
I don't know, man. It was getting a little weird, like towards the end. Like when a Spiegler girl used to show up on your set, you knew you were going to have a good day, but it was getting very wobbly, like around 2019, 2020. Yeah.
I still think being a Spiegel girl fucking means something because you don't have some of the other agencies that really.
I'll agree with that. But I mean, in terms of like the surefire lock of you're going to have a great shoot, that was getting a little shaky towards the end, and to the point where Speaker was like, I want to hear about this. Okay, fine, I'm going to deal with it. You know, and that's kind of really what.
Yeah, but he would deal with it. Like,
of course, you could always rely on him. I'm just saying who was being brought in and who was showing up on set. It was like, trust. It was shaking a little bit. But anyways, so this.
But in the grand scheme of things,
as far as all other agencies, he's still number one. I will acquiesce to that for sure. But this one in particular, so it was my birthday, and she was in Vegas, and she hit me up, and I was like, birthday, sure, let's go ahead and do this. And I met her at like her motel. It was like this efficiency kind of, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And she had a little dog with her. Now, I'm a dog guy. I love all dogs. But I mean, when you're hanging out with her and you're like starting to get down to it, and the dog is like, and like gnawing on your finger when you're trying to like have sex, that's where I was like, I don't know if this was a good idea. I mean, I got through it and, mission accomplished, but oh boy, you're like, well, I'm not going to go back to that. I think that was a one and done scenario,
these things happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do it for the bit.
Sideways. Things go sideways.
Yeah.
I talk about those a lot in my book because I think they're more fun to listen to rather than the hot and heavy, successful porn missions, because that's just, braggadocious, I think.
Well, also just what's the big deal about just having an orgasm with someone? Cool.
I don't know, man. To be honest with you, that used to be fine. That used to move the needle. I've psyched myself out of so many dates and so many situations because I'm like, you can almost like see it's going to be sideways. And then here's the formula. Is it going to be easier and more fun jerking off? If the answer is yes, just jerk off and don't even bother. Because as much as people want to say that it's just sex, it does ruin things sometimes.
Oh, wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been in situations where I was friends with some of these women and we didn't do it. And then we finally did. And then that's the end of that.
Oh yeah. No, I'm actually guesstimating we're talking about the same person. I had that happen recently.
Well, compare notes afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to throw someone under the bus, but I'm actually thinking we're talking about the same fucking person.
Maybe. And this was a situation where it happened at a party and I wound up having to drive home without pants on because she ruined them with squirt.
Mm-hmm.
My costume was ruined. So I said, you know what? You need to say goodbye to everyone. And I'm going to drive home pantsless. And if there's ever a time you want to get pulled over, that would have been it, because I just wanted to hear the cop say, sir, why are you not wearing pants?
It's Vegas. Do you think they're going to question that?
I don't know. It's a good point. Yeah.
Vegas Metro's going to be like, cool, you don't have pockets that have fucking a weapon in it. Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've stayed out of most trouble. I mean, usually cops have shown up to my sets a few times, and they always bring 5 of them.
Well, of course.
Like, why is that?
Because someone gets the assignment and they're like, yo, we're going to go bust a porn set. Like, oh, dude, I ain't got shit going on. They just want to see it. You got to remember, the average person has never seen behind the fucking curtain.
Right.
Yeah. They think it's some magical fucking playground, and how they don't understand how mundane and how much we all want to be offset.
Yeah, well, I think also, too, it's like they checked IDs and made sure everyone was of age, and then they went about their way. Now,
they just want to make sure there's no Tracy Lords on set. I understand.
Yes. And I think, too, being white helped. They're like, well, he's probably, we're not going to mess with him. But, that's really why every time that the cop showed up, I've gotten away and lived to shoot another day.
Well, you're also not committing a crime.
Right. Well, It's true. It's true. I always had a saying that you're only as strong as your biggest asshole neighbor, which is why I got a studio that was licensed and sanctioned by Clark County, because I was just tired of it. Tired of potentially going to a location and having to worry about whether or not a cop is going to show up or a neighbor's going to call or see something. I mean, it was getting like that for a while.
What is the permit situation in Clark County? Because I know for a fact, like Nevada State Supreme Court issued an opinion making pornography legal based on the Freeman ruling.
Right.
But in LA, there's Film LA. The permit process is very forward. Not that anyone fucking does it.
Yeah. Well, from what I had heard, as long as the owner of the house gives you permission, that's fine. But you have to keep prying eyes out of the way, especially with kids, obviously.
Well, obviously.
But when we were shooting at the Gillespie house for 15 months, everyone knew what was going on. And I just had this vision that, cops were going to raid at some point in time. So what I wound up doing was paying a lawyer who worked for the ACLU. And you have to do this whole administrative design review, and you have to be zoned properly. And if you do all that stuff, and he knew how to sidestep all the landmines, then I was never hassled at all. Like no cop ever showed up to either of my studios because I had this license. So I guess that's really it. But I don't know. People, I guess you just have to use your head, really.
Whoa, in this industry? Whoa.
I know.
Whoa. Brakes.
Yeah.
Brakes.
Yeah.
No. None of us got into this to use our heads. Come on.
I did. But I came from like regular production, like corporate and commercial, and I was doing all that stuff. So I guess managing this chaos was actually quite easy. Even though, asking people to have consensual sex on camera is like throwing gas on a fire, because production's already crazy. So, but no, I ran it like a businessman for a while.
Well, you're supposed to. It is a fucking business.
Supposed to, but not a lot do. I'd say many do. I think people have gotten better. Hoping they got better.
It's a whole gambit because the OnlyFans revolution has made it so
yeah,
2 people with an iPhone
Yep.
are content creators.
Yes, we're in the dumpster fire phase of OnlyFans right now, pretty much.
You think so?
Come on, man, with the Bonnie Blues and the Lily, what have you.
Lily Phillips.
Okay, yeah. And what the fake nursing home, these things going on.
So Wisconsin TIF is doing it for real.
Okay. Again, dumpster fire. It seems like a dumpster fire to me.
Hey, anything for attention. I mean, it's the same thing YouTube went through.
Yeah.
How many people did insane things on fucking YouTube?
Right. Yeah. No, I know. And I mean, it's gotten so diluted too. I mean, every OnlyFans creator I've talked to now saying just the money's not as good because there's so many more creators out there.
Well, there's so many more creators. There's not free stimulus money and people stuck at home.
Right. Yeah, I guess you have that. There's a lot going on in the porn industry right now that I think is affecting it. And I think the biggest one is AI,
AI is definitely going to make an impact.
Huge impact. Well, look, if I'm running a business, I'm going to take the human out of it because
the human's unpredictable. I understand that.
Yes, exactly. Now, it becomes an interesting question. Does a digital person have rights legally? I mean, we're now going into legal questions.
Are you talking about using someone else's likeness or?
I'm talking about okay, think like a really piece of shit scumbag, right? And you have a porn star that is created off of someone's likeness. And you could do whatever you want to that porn star.
Right.
Whatever you want. I mean, go as dark as you want. What's the legality of that?
Well, if you're using their likeness unauthorized, that's a problem.
Unauthorized, what if it's authorized? Does a digital person have rights?
Not if you signed away that fucking likeness.
I know, I'm just saying that from a
moral standpoint or a legal standpoint.
Well,
those are two separate things.
Sure.
From a moral standpoint, no, you shouldn't, subject someone who foolishly signed away their fucking likeness to crazy fucking
imagery
that they would have never consented to in real life.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what you're going to start getting into. But what I look at it is, and this is why I left the industry, was that the younger crop of porn stars, even though you think you shot a consensual, compliant scene, couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years later, they say, oh no, I had a hard time on that shoot and I didn't want to say anything and I was just powering through. And you're like thinking, I thought I did everything right here, from the entry interviews to the exit interviews to all of that. And it's still going sideways. I mean, that was the other reason why I left too, because when the company started validating all that behavior and saying, well, you have to ask, why is she not saying Why is she not calling cut? You're like, dude, you're making excuses for someone in the adult industry, and I can't really get behind that. So that's why I left. A lot of producers were making excuses for them and, towing the company line, but I just couldn't really deal with it anymore.
I can understand why someone in the moment would have problems saying no. There's a whole crew there that wants to fucking go home.
Mhm.
There's someone that is inside you that is also trying to do their fucking job. People don't want to fucking make a scene in the moment. I get that.
Right. But also you have to think there's there's rights and responsibilities that a performer has. And
100% they do.
need to exercise.
They do. They do have the right, and they should exercise it. Just because you legally have the right to doesn't mean that you have the fortitude to actually be like, cut. Fuck this whole day.
Right. No, I get it. I get that. It was just what a producer like me, that puts me in a bad position, a very bad position, even if you have been doing it right for so long. And that to me was where I was thinking that every producer, every director was holding a time bomb in their hand because you don't know. I mean, let's look at the situation with Phoenix Marie and Danny D and that whole lawsuit that's going on. You have two consummate professionals on set, but the outcome is not certain, you know? So I don't know.
I can't wait to bring legal action against you for sexually assaulting me, by the way. This is all a setup.
It is. Okay. All right. Well, I have a witness. I have a witness here that I did nothing wrong.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But the truth is,
he's credible. He's only been
no, but the truth is, man, I just couldn't make sense of it anymore. The industry didn't make sense anymore.
It's just constantly evolving.
Yeah.
I understand you decided to just get off the ride.
Yeah. Well, I'll do it after, 20 years.
Well, yeah. And if you were never really into it, why even stick it out 20 years?
I was into it because I was into production. I mean, that's my background.
Yeah, you could start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I suppose. Actually, to be honest with you, dude, I'm so burnt out.
Yeah, but you could have started a YouTube channel. YouTube's been around since 2006. You could have started a YouTube channel. You could have started a travel blog. You could have gone and been a Las Vegas foodie. You didn't have to be in porn.
Yeah.
Why did you stick it out?
I stuck it out, because I got into it because of debt that I accumulated. And I got myself out of debt. And this is when, I had met the Brazzers guys and they were like, yo, we're going to blow up. You should get on board. And I was like, you know what? This seems like an interesting ride.
So where'd the debt come from?
What do you mean?
Like, why did you accrue all that debt?
Oh, because of, it went back to a woman, choosing the wrong partner. It happened as early as I can remember. Every relationship I've been on, it's been more like, you're choosing, your dick is making the choices. Your brain is not making the choices. And this is how my whole career started. I mean, it was here in LA, working and being with this hot woman. And she wanted to, I'm just gonna say she wanted to be in music. Okay. And I funded her demo and all of that. And LA was just not a very welcoming town at that point in time, and the debt just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I was funding my dreams. I wanted to make TV shows, I wanted to make movies, I wanted to do all of that. But then, it was a typical chew up and spit out Hollywood story.
What made you decide to give up on that shit for yourself?
Well, it was more just getting myself out of debts. And then, there was a fork in the road. When the debt was gone, it could have been like, okay, do we go back and try to do this again? Or do we see what's behind door number 2?
Were you afraid to go back to mainstream from all your time being in porn?
No, I wouldn't say that. I just think that the reality of porn was the money was just so good. It was 100% the money.
It's never been better than mainstream money.
Well, I guess it depends. What do you have access to? I mean, I didn't have access to that. I didn't have access to people in the business that was like, I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars per day to keep you very busy. I mean, it wasn't just there.
Did you ever try to shop anything around that you were trying to create?
Yes, here in LA, and
But I mean, once the debt was paid off and you'd been well established in porn.
No, because porn that porn snowball, it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was going downhill very quickly. So once all that happened, I was like, well, let's just see how far it was going, thinking that maybe it'd be a couple of years, 4 years, 5 years, and then we'll get out. But the fucker just kept on rolling.
That's how this industry works. Like, when I'm like, oh God, I've been here for fucking almost 15 years. It's just like, fuck this. Because this, much like you, this was all a sidetrack on mainstream ambitions.
Right.
Like, if you look around that wall, I'm a fucking film nerd.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're the same.
And I just didn't know anyone who did. I grew up in Chicago. I didn't know anyone who did mainstream. I was working blue collar jobs, met a bunch of people who shot porn.
Right.
And I went, oh shit, well, this is an opportunity to try to fucking make something.
Yeah. And
well, here we are.
Did you lose your ambition when it came to that?
I faced reality on something because I wanted to write film, and I am not a writer.
Okay.
Like, I had to come to the hard realization that my ADHD is too fucking bad.
Okay.
And I cannot sit out and actually grind out a fucking script.
Yeah.
I've written a handful of scenes for people over the years,
Mhm.
but a fucking porn script is
Yeah.
paper thin. Like,
Right. Yeah, I had to go through the shit that fucking Montreal came up with all the time and
Boy.
make sense of it all and actually produce it. And I think I think we both can agree. And I think the truth is, it seems like you and I both really enjoy consuming movies, television shows, especially if they're good. But we both understand how fucking hard it is to do it well.
100%.
Yeah. So,
Well, especially when mainstream shit, especially, is done by committee.
Mhm.
It is a collaborative process.
right.
Even if you don't have corporate overlords making a lot of decisions or test audiences making you reshoot shit,
Yeah.
there's still a massive amount of people that go into fucking mainstream to make a decision on how your art fucking comes out.
Sure. Sure. It's like the TV show, The Studio on Apple. I mean, that's pretty much the sums it up right there. I mean, you got someone who loves film, but you know, he has to think of the commercial side, and it all is by committee. But for me,
That's why I love this medium.
yeah. Well, listen, for porn was perfectly suited for me because I could shoot well and it didn't have to be perfect. It really didn't.
Oh, no, it definitely does not.
No.
The average porn consumer doesn't actually care that much.
Right. And I was always just moving because, you know, we had to get people out of Vegas back to LA all the time. So we had to hard out.
Yeah.
So
They had to be on that Southwest flight back to Burbank.
exactly. Always. Like I even learned like today getting here, you know, board the back of the plane because you can get off faster. Like I learned that just because the porn stars knew that. That was like the porn secret.
Was there any performers on your flight with you? I'm just like
No, I didn't see any. But like I wonder how many are like actually flying to Vegas these days, you know?
still a fair amount.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, yeah, the whole thing was it was well suited for me because it didn't require a hell of a lot of patience, and shooting and making TV shows requires a fuckload of patience. Like I don't know if you saw Mission Impossible, the last one. It fucking blew my mind because I'm like, people made this thing and they did it over a long period of time. Like I had barely enough patience to shoot a porn scene because I get to the point where, aside from the fucking script that I would have to make sense of, you know, you have to. Most performers were like, "Can I just fuck already? And can we just, you know, get the day going?" I'm like, unfortunately, no. I have to get through this dialogue, and we have to get the ad moments, and we have to get the pretty girl stills, and we have to get all this stuff. By the time it's like they're too tired to fuck, and like their performance was subpar because of it.
Well, and their male talent struggling sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I hired the same 6 or 7 dudes all the time, you know, because you know it was clockwork with them.
Yeah.
The hardest shoots, you know, you got to call them the best guys, and fortunately, they had the budgets to do it, you know. But yeah, I mean, you know, listen, Xander Corvus, he's one that I will talk high of and also throw under the bus. Okay.
Oh, you gonna throw my homie Xander under the bus?
Well, listen, I have good reason to do it. You know, here's reality. This dude stayed at my house. This dude was, I gave him his first shoot for Brazzers. I mean, I knew the dude for a while, right? Now, when me and Mind Geek parted ways, you know, he's still a contract performer for them. And I know that they were like, "Oh, Vic, you got to stay away from him, you know, blah, 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 blah." So I see him at talent testing in Vegas because I had to go because the girl that I was having sex with, she's like, "I think I might have popped for syphilis." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." She's like, "I think it's a false positive, but you might want to go." So I go there, right?
Right.
And who do I see? Xander. And he's like, "Oh," like deer in headlights kind of situation. I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's going on, man?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, it's good to see you." I go, "I haven't gone anywhere, bro. Where you been?" He's like, "Oh, you know," he's like, "You know what? We should go out for dinner." Now, mind you, I would go out for dinner with Xander Corvus all the time. Whenever he would be out there, dude stayed at my house. You know, I let him into my home to stay. Like, that's kind of the relationship we had. Now, you don't make that suggestion, "Let's go out," unless you mean it. That's the sincerity part of me. I wouldn't say, "Let's go grab dinner," if I really didn't want to sit across from the table and eat dinner with you. And so I hit him up once. He's like, I'm a little stressed out right now." I'm like, "Okay, no problem. Some other time." And I hit him up again, ghosted. And I'm like, "All right, dude."
Honestly, I wouldn't take that personally.
Well, then just don't say it. You know what I mean?
No. Xander is one of my friends.
Okay.
And like, he is well-intentioned. He has the worst ADHD of almost anyone I know. And sometimes he just fucking falls off. He gets fucking distracted by something shiny and legitimately falls off. Like,
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, dude. Like we could have eaten.
I've known Xander almost 15 years. I know him pre fucking him even being a contract star for MindGeek.
Yeah.
That's just who he is as a human. Like, if you want to be friends with him, you just have to accept that. You just have to accept.
I look at it like, dude, just don't even say it. You know, like
no, because he intends it. He 100% intends to follow through with it. I, without a doubt, don't think he would have committed to doing it if he didn't intend to follow through with it.
I think there was something more going on there. I think it was more like,
I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's that guy.
Well, you have to understand something when their allegiance is and their money is with a company that also wants nothing to do with you anymore, meaning me. I think he probably had some conflicts there. And instead of just saying, dude, I don't think it's a good idea, which I would have respected a hell of a lot more, he opted the other.
I don't think it's that deep. Don't think it's that deep.
I'll take you on your word. But again,
I mean, that's just my opinion.
I haven't spoken to him since. So.
I'm not a mind reader on the man. He has no reason not to hang out with me, and we fucking miss paths all the time.
You live like in Europe now?
Yeah, but when he's in town, like,
yep.
I used to play D&D with him like every fucking during the pandemic for years. We used to play Dungeons and Dragons together for fucking a couple of years there. And
I just hope Homeboy is saving his money because he was very bad with it. And I tried to give him financial advice over one of our many meals. And I would get like 2 sentences in. You just see like the eyes just glaze over like, and then you're like, okay, I lost you. You're not going to save your money. So I hope he's saving his money and I hope his dick works until he's 80 because he's going to need that to keep going. Because what else is he going to do, man?
Crime? I don't know.
I don't know.
Crime is always an answer. I mean, it's not a good answer, but it's an answer.
Yeah, I think I think the whole financial system and capitalism, I think he's very at odds with it anyways. So
I'm not going to get into his politics too much. I will let him express that next time he comes and does the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Was it Xander you hooked up with at that hotel room with the dog?
Nah.
He's been on the show a bunch of times.
No, I know that. That's why I brought him up.
Well, this is why you're so upset.
No, it was just like, dude, like, come on, man. I am a very direct person, and I don't say things unless I actually mean them. And I would always follow through with what I say I'm going to follow through. Like, I think if anything, that's what people really appreciated about me is because there was a lot of transparency. Maybe it's because I'm from the East Coast. I don't know. I think Russians are the same way. Russians are very direct. Russians say things abruptly, and people think Russians are assholes, and I don't.
I don't think there's anything asshole-ish about that.
Right. No, I agree with you, but
I'm also of Russian descent, so.
Okay. But in porn world, the person that comes to mind is Marcus Dupree. Have you ever had any experiences with Marcus?
Only in passing.
Okay.
A couple times over the years.
Yeah. No, I mean, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but I was like, nah, dude, he's just Russian. They're just very direct. They're very abrupt. They don't sugarcoat anything. It's all just straight out. So I don't know. But hey, maybe one day I'll have dinner with Xander Corvus again and we'll smooth it out.
I'll yell at him next time I talk to him. Like, Vic went on air and talked shit about you not showing up to dinner, man.
Yeah, just don't say something unless you mean it.
Well, then I got to ask you, because we've been trying to set this up for a while. Did you think I was giving you the runaround?
No, I didn't. I think it was just more of a matter of. Actually, I do have a question though.
Sure.
Were outside influences trying to dissuade you from having me on?
I mean, a couple people said it was a bad idea.
Interesting. Yeah, and that actually validates a lot of my thought process because I think people were like, oh, he's going to talk shit about this, that, or the other thing, or he's going to talk shit about the company, which, that Ryan Pomegranate and the Holly Randalls and the Joanna Angels, who all passed on me because they didn't want to piss off the porn monopoly. That's why I commend you, Matt Slayer, for being like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll talk to him. You'll talk to anyone, and I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about people who can have a good conversation. I don't give a fuck if you have 2,000 fucking followers.
Yeah.
As long as we can have an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Hell, if you have a couple million followers and don't have shit to say, I'm much less likely to book you.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So I hope I'm not disappointing you on that end.
We'll see if this comes out.
As long as I don't punch you in the head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't want to have your witness testify against you.
yeah, but I'm actually glad that you said that people thought it was a bad idea.
Oh yeah, people told me it was a bad idea.
Because of why? You don't have to say who it was, obviously, and I know you want.
Well, I'm not going to throw them under the bus.
Right.
The company you used to work for,
Yes.
the company that has employed me a handful of times, is very influential.
Uh-huh.
There are a lot of people who make their living off that company.
Sure.
Why are you worth rocking the boat over?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and you know what? That makes total sense. It does. It does, but I mean, that's the reason why I think the porn monopoly needs to be broken up completely. You know, and I've been very outspoken about all of it because, you know, look, everything that came out about that company came out after I had left.
Well, the question is, why didn't you think it needed to be broken up when you were working for them?
I didn't. It's not like I didn't think that, but
why didn't you say something about it?
Well, because what can I do about them controlling everything in the industry?
I mean, what can you do now?
Well, now it's all happening anyways because of everything that was going on with Pornhub and what they were monetizing of.
If it was such a moral crusade for you, why take their money?
Well, no, but it wasn't like that before. They were just arrogant and greedy, you know?
No. You were there at a time when they were stealing people's fucking content.
It's copyright. That's copyright infringement, okay?
Yeah, it's still fucking people's livelihood.
Sure. And
you didn't voice anything then?
At that point, no, I didn't because it wasn't coming out of my pocket is really what was happening. And my job was for pay sites. My job was shooting compliant porn for them.
Yeah.
But when you
part of the bigger picture.
Sure. But when you're dealing with a company now that was monetizing abuse that they have acknowledged, then you get into a bigger level of scumbaggery that I wouldn't have been able to deal with. Like if that was coming out while I was with them, then I would have been like, I don't think I could work for you anymore. But instead, I'm dealing with a company that's just greedy and arrogant and treats everyone as replaceable, which completely legal.
And also true.
Yeah. No, but I mean, but that was reality. Now, when it came to the allegations that came out literally 2 months after our partnership severed, that's when I'm like, wow, I guess, you know, it was the time to exit. And
but
yeah.
Do you think that you were turning a blind eye to some of that shit that was happening while you were
No,
there?
I had no idea. I listen, hand to Torah, no idea any of that shit was going down.
Okay.
Like honestly. But when you read about it and then you start hearing more about it, it gets really bad.
Well, you do understand how you could come across like a disgruntled ex right now.
I understand that. I get it. But I mean, I'm telling you, like, if my departure was in October of 2020 and the New York Times article came out in December 2020, well, now it's a point where it's like you can say, like, I had no idea. All I had known about was this.
But you're an actual insider. You're not someone doing an investigative report about it.
I was a guy shooting for pay sites for them that was trained in compliance. So you're assuming that if they're knocking all the rules to you and getting them in your head and bringing you up to Montreal to learn about compliance, that they are taking compliance seriously. But they weren't on Pornhub because they didn't have to be. And until that expose came out, well, a lot of people were blind about it. Like all of that stuff was happening in the summer of COVID. That was all going on behind the scenes. And I think that's a big part of the reason why I was no longer with them, because I thought they saw a storm coming and me having my studio and the 8 employees that I had, it was just becoming too much for them. And they knew something was going down. What they like to do is say, oh, this is anti-porn crusaders. This is right-wing religious nuts and all that. And it's not, because I've actually talked to the lady behind it. But that is really
Layla
Micklethwait. Yeah, I've talked to her a few times. And I was like, you know what? Before I buy her book and I really figure out what's going on, is this person like a Christian nut? And I didn't get that sense on the couple hours of conversations I had with her on the phone. I think her cause was just really trying to nail them because they were monetizing on people's abuse. And they were for a while. And they even acknowledged it and paid a fine. And now more discoveries coming out and it's not good. But when I was reading her book, yes.
Was that just negligence on their part, or was that actually malicious?
Well, we don't know yet. That's all happening in discovery right
But in your opinion?
I think it was greed. I think
of course it was greed.
Sure. Was it malicious? I think this company was flying and adapting on the seat of their pants and adjusting as they went. Instead of really, I just look at it like this. Look, if pay sites was under such strict orders for compliance, why wasn't Pornhub?
Money, obviously.
Because there weren't any rules about it. There wasn't a light being shown on it, really, essentially.
Well, it's also they're doing something first. The tube sites for porn.
Wild West.
Yeah, it's still the fucking Wild West.
Yeah.
Like there's 30 years of precedent of what a mainstream set looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's not that for the tube sites or content creators. I mean, hell, OF is still running into a foul of crazy shit all the time because they don't know what they don't know.
Right. And, they might be acquired by an American company, which is going to really change things up and shake things up. But going back to your question, do I think it was malicious? No. Do I think it was criminal negligence? Certainly. Do I think the owners should be, tried and gone after? Certainly. I do.
Which set of owners?
Well, okay. So this is what you have to really figure out. The discovery that's been happening right now is that the old owners are still pretty much tied to it. So it's a question of like when this whole acquisition came on and they became ALO again, ethical capital partners and all that was going down, there was a lot of questions about whether or not the previous owners were still tied to it. Now it's pretty much strongly suggested that they still are through discovery, through all of these class action lawsuits that are happening with them. So yeah, and here's the thing. If I have the situation where if I was still working for them at the time when it came out and I would have been like, I don't think I could do this. What about every single person that's still working for them? Are they ignorance? Is there ignorance is bliss mentality? Or do they simply not give a shit and they're just dealing with their bottom line?
I mean, I can speak for myself. When I worked for them in 21,
right?
I was just trying to fucking make a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Corvus, of all people, actually was like, hey, Marcos, you should bring Matt on because I need fucking work.
Okay.
I need to fucking pay my bills. I gave it no thought beyond that of I can do this job. I will do this job.
Were you aware of everything that was going down with them or being accused of?
You hear things in the rumor mill.
Right.
But it was still rumor and hearsay at this point.
Right.
People have various opinions and not all of them are factual.
Right.
I didn't know what I didn't know.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I knew I had to pay my fucking rent.
I get it. At that point, it was pretty nebulous. Now, not so much. So I look at people and I'm like, some of the people that are still flying that flag pretty strong, I'm like, dude, you're a disappointment. And I've shot them and I got to know them and I actually like them. And I'm like, but how can you continue to do it? And
because you got to put food on the table.
I understand, but at some point, where's the line in terms of how, like, what are you able to continually to look past? That's
an individual choice.
Exactly. And that's where, and like, I've had people scream like, oh, you're just a self-righteous prick, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, dude, I'm just not supporting a company that I know is accused of these things and has acknowledged these things. That doesn't make me a self-righteous prick. It just means I'm not going to support or be a patron of them.
How much money have you actually ever spent on one of their sites?
Well, I mean, you could go on Pornhub. You're not going to spend anything.
Well, you're generating ad revenue at that point.
Well, I suppose if you're clicking on those ads and those ads.
Well, no, just by the banner ads existing. I mean,
sure. But yeah, after a while, I was like, nah, I'm not even going to bother. I mean,
what are you jerking off to then?
Just old stuff from the past.
Are you like going back to your archives?
Archival footage, I guess you could say. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you illegally pirating old Brett?
No.
I'm not fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Like, this was my dailies.
Listen. There was a time for, I'd say, 6 years or 5 years when I wasn't with a partner and having sex. When I was with her, I wasn't jerking off to anything. I was having sex with my girlfriend.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to rub one out.
I'd rather just wait. I mean, honestly, I'd rather save it all for her. That was the God's honest truth. I felt like I was being a bad partner if I was jerking off and not having sex with my.
Oh, I'm not saying you don't have sex with her. I'm just saying clean the pipes so you can give a better performance.
I'd rather clean the pipes with her. It was just the way it was. It was that good. I was that smitten and in love.
Aw,
that's the truth.
Aw, the trick of brain chemistry.
Yeah, I know. Chose poorly again. Damn you, dude.
Oh no, it's the trick of the brain chems at that point. When you're in love, love chemicals are more addictive than cocaine.
Yeah. Well, we're back to the archives. That's really what it's happening now. But I won't go on tube sites at all just because I just don't want to support it. I mean, does that make me a self-righteous prick? I guess so.
Well, I mean, you're sticking to your guns.
Yeah. I mean,
a whole other thing. Like, I don't want to support the people.
Yeah.
To the tube sites.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing it. But yeah, that's the whole deal. And that's why I'm like, well, I don't know. I have felt disappointment with a lot of people. over the years, especially with being away from it. You know what I mean? I guess really because like when you bring people in to your house and you're having intimate moments with them, and it just vaporizes because you're not with the company anymore, you realize how vapid and shallow this is. And I shouldn't be surprised at it at
No.
all. But you're just also kind of like, well, yeah, but we did exchange bodily fluids. Like
that means something.
I know in this industry, no.
Not even in real life. You've never picked up someone at a bar, fucked them, and just never spoken to them again?
Back in the day, sure. I lived in Florida, dude.
That's a universal human experience if you have any fucking game.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, that's just the way it was. Of course, I get it.
Exchanging fluids doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't have to, but I mean, but you know,
It can, but it.
But repeatedly over time, and I'm inviting someone into a home, and you know, you're sharing things about one another. If it wasn't,
Well, yeah, that's intimacy. The fluids aren't.
right. But if it was a one and done, sure. But it wasn't that case. And then when
Oh no, there's definitely people I have fucked on the regular that I don't think I even know their legal name.
yeah,
That doesn't make intimacy. You're like, I saw that look in your face. You're like, same.
yeah, no, it's true. It's true. And it just goes to show how ass backwards like the industry is.
No, that is a real life thing. Sometimes all you're looking for from each other is to have an orgasm.
Yeah.
You're not looking for intimacy. You're looking for physical gratification. Don't try to make more of it than it is.
I get it. I think then I guess with me is that got old for me like a while ago.
Oh no,
a long time ago.
I understand
To the
that.
point where you're like actually making and commit that decision. You're like, okay, well, I'm seeing something more in someone that I guess was just foolish thinking, you know. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I'd never fit in with this shit. I never did. Just the way it was, man.
Yeah, you've had a longer career than almost anyone in the industry. The amount of people that are around 18 years is next to no one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's only people that are in production that are around this long.
Mm. There's also a question of those who need it, those who need to be around the element, those who in some ways can't do anything else with their lives, you know, like this is what they know. No, I'm not saying you.
I'm just heavily insinuating it.
No, I'm just saying in general, when I see people that like, you know, you look at them and you're like, they want to do more, but society is not really letting them do more.
Well, I've said for myself, like, part of me doesn't want to give up my backstage pass.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. No,
Really?
I get it. I guess for me, and this is why I don't listen to a lot of the podcasts of the industry, is because I get it. Fan base, girls talking about how many dicks they've sucked in the wildest place they've had sex and blah, blah, blah. Like I heard that every day when I was
that's
working.
why don't ask those fucking questions.
Right. It's like, and I listen to this shit and I'm like, I feel like my brain is melting, you know, of like, it's not intellectually stimulating and I'm looking for that.
Well, stop listening to those shows.
I don't. That's why I don't.
I mean, but you only listened to one of mine, so
I did. No.
just the one with your friend on it.
Well, yeah, Donnie. I like Donnie. Donnie's a good guy.
I know Donnie reached out initially. I thought it was odd that you had Donnie reach out first.
Well, I was like, hey, dude, I would love to go on it. Like, you know him? He's like, yeah, I'll drop a word. You know, I was like, okay, that'd be cool. And you know, it took about fucking 7 months.
If not longer, shit.
Yeah, I know, but it's cool. It's cool. Like, that's the thing. I dig your style.
I
That's why
appreciate
I wanted to come on. The other ones, like, even if Holly Randall wanted me on, I would say, fuck no.
Well, is that after, is that rejecting the girl after she rejected you?
No, I just find her podcast boring as fuck. That's why. And I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Same thing with Joanna. I just wouldn't do it. It's just
Joe
like,
even doing a show anymore?
I don't know. I mean, when I saw the public announcement of the breakup between her and Small Hands, I was like, why is this even a fucking post? Like, seriously.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Those are my people. Like,
Okay.
I'm an old school Burning Angel person.
Okay.
Those are the people who really first got me in.
Yeah.
Like, I had to babysit Aaron at his first AVN when he was still her civilian bartender boyfriend.
Okay. I like Aaron. I shot a bunch of scenes with him. He was a solid dude. I shot one scene with Joanna Angel. It was like a girl. And maybe it was because they were just like not paying attention and constantly clucking on set instead of like, listening to direction and getting the day done. I was kind of underwhelmed, but Yeah, that was my one experience. And I was like, well, okay, another paycheck cashed. So,
Yeah. No, I worked for Burning Angel for quite a while. I roadied for Joanna.
yeah.
Like literally when he was still her civilian boyfriend, she's like, take care of him, make sure he's okay. And one of his very first experiences at AVN was us having to carry a very drunk Xander out of a hotel room at like 3 p.m. at the
I'm
Hard
shocked
Rock.
to hear this. I mean, is he still on like the straight and narrow?
Yeah, no, Xander's doing great.
He's doing great?
Yeah.
Good. You want to go into some like, controversial territory?
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
Now that we're like talking about Joanna, what are your thoughts and experiences with James Dean?
Well, he doesn't like me.
Okay.
James does not like me.
Is there a reason for that?
I don't know. I think it's because I'm part of Joanna's old school camp.
Okay. All right. So guilty by association.
But he is, in modern memory, very polite, like hugged me at XBiz.
Mhm.
Hey, man, what's going on? It's just a weird situation.
Yeah. But what about like he was like basically the first Me Too cancellation?
I know a lot of people that had unpleasant experiences with him on set.
Mm-hmm. And I could only talk about my experiences with him on set.
I'm not trying to get sued.
Right. No. I'll say this about him. As far as like him, look, I'm obviously not a chick, so I would never have the kind of
It's 2025. I do not know how you identify.
I am not a chick.
Okay. Well,
but
now that we've clarified.
But here's the deal. Like from a producer to talent standpoint, I would say he was about as solid as you can get. I think he also goes into the whole Marcus Dupree territory. Like you don't book him with someone else unless they like or love him. And that would have been the same way with James Dean. James Dean sometimes was put in many positions by the company of wanting to do things or act aggressively. And James Dean was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be known for this anymore. So he did have that side of him that was like, I'm not feeling this, and this is what this company wants me to do. So I have to at least verbalize that when it comes to him. But I would say when he was like at his peak, there was, I guess, a sense of entitlement going on with him for sure. And he had a grand humbling. But I don't have anything bad to say. But again, I didn't have to deal with.
I've had nothing but awkward interactions with him for well over a decade.
Yeah.
Hell, I think our first actual interaction was me picking up a girl that was a friend of mine from a Burning Angel girl who was a friend of mine from Chicago when she flew out here to shoot. When he was still shooting for BA, him and Joe were broken up.
Mm-hmm.
And just a super awkward interaction of me picking her up from his house after the shoot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just kind of weird and standoffish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I have some mutuals that were very tight with him, even post him and Joanna breaking up.
Right.
So it was just always like, hey, man, hey. But I have heard some firsthand horrible experiences with people that were on set with him. And like, I heard their side. I'm not defending him.
Right.
It's one of those things where we all have to fucking exist here. I don't know what the truth is.
Right.
Yeah,
we can only talk about our personal experiences.
Right.
And we can't make assumptions on anything.
Right.
So
personally, fucking the first fannies at Exotica Atlantic City in 2013, I had to be the weird middleman where he asked me to go apologize to Joanna while we were at the Burning Angel table.
Awkward.
Yeah, I'm just like, why are you asking me this? James, why are you asking me to fucking...
Isn't porn fun?
Yeah.
Isn't the drama fun?
Like, I'm just here roadieing.
Yep.
Like, why are you fucking...
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, after a while, like I always said porn was like 13th grade.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
And it's just like the pettiness and the silliness and all that. Now, and it was also like trying to keep track of everyone's no lists and everything like that and the interdispersal.
But those also change all the fucking time depending on who's in a relationship with who.
Of course. And it's like, dude, I'm just trying to fucking book this scene so I can get it done. But that was it. It was all the time. It's like, how am I supposed to know this? It's like,
that's what the agents should be fucking doing.
Of course, but the agents don't do that. Or they weren't doing that.
Well, they should be.
Of course. Agents should be doing a lot of things except for paying, accepting their fee for getting them on the flight or whatever else. I mean, we had so many problems with agents where like we would literally, Ethan would send out emails the Friday before just to get it. And you hear about shit the night before because they just read the fucking email. And you're like, dude, like, why are we so prepared and you're not? you know, and that was agencies in a nutshell.
Well, and it's also, unfortunately, a lack of education on the performer's part about how agents actually should work.
Yeah.
The amount of people I've talked to over the years be like, you know, the agent works for you, right?
Yeah. But they don't always position themselves like that.
Well, it's no agent who's trying to make it really positions themselves like that I'm your employee. Because
that seems like the most thankless position too. Like being a porn agent, I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
hey, every one of those people signed up for the job.
They did. It's like, why would you do that to yourself?
Well, I'm sure in some cases it's access to the girls.
Yeah.
And
hasn't that been rooted out though in the last?
Well, just because they want access to the girls doesn't mean that they're not legitimately trying to do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we would have so many problems where we would have to have fail safes in place because we knew the agent was going to fuck up the situation.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I would have conversations with Ethan all the time. I'm like, dude, this is what you have to do in order to navigate the fact that we need to make sure this works and we have to bypass the agent. We got to make sure I was like, talk to the talent directly and give them the information as well. That way we know it's going to work. And that was how it was. I mean, we had it down to a science after a while because you're assuming people are going to fuck up the job.
Oh, for sure.
All the time.
All the time. There's a reason this won't air for months because I keep multiple episodes in the can.
Yeah.
Because I know people will flake last minute or fuck up.
Okay. Does that happen a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
All the time.
Huh.
Well, because this isn't a paid gig. So people.
No, I get it, but still, like, I don't know. Again, you commit to something, do it.
But I also will never fault a performer if they're like, hey, I got a paying gig last minute.
Sure.
I understand. I'm never going to fault anyone for that. I'm never going to give anyone a hard time about that. I just prepare on my end.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's actually good producing.
Yeah.
Good job, Matt Slayer.
Oh my God. I've been in this industry for over a decade. I know how things work.
Yeah.
Hell, when we started this show in 2016, I was like, we need to keep 5 episodes in the can at all times.
Good. Good. That's respect, man. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to have backup plan for your backup plan for your backup plan.
Oh yeah. Because you're dealing with people and you're dealing with people that like are not as emotionally committed to the bit as you are.
Sure.
This is my project.
Right.
Anyone who does this show for the most part, this isn't their hopes or dreams or ambitions. They don't have shit tied up in this.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I can do some promotion, get some free booze.
Free booze, is that the motivator?
I'm sure that motivates some people. Shit.
Oh, I fucking love it.
I mean, I've had people request like multiple $100 bottles, and I'm like, nah, breaks. That's not happening.
Really?
I had someone request like a $200 bottle of champagne. I'm like, that is not fucking happening.
Yeah. Huh. No. I'm happy with my. Is this the first this bottle you grabbed? It was like, okay, that one.
I went to Total Wine. I'm like, he said red. Italian sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you didn't do bad.
I literally went on the label.
Perfect.
It was a bottle purchased on Vibes.
Okay. You ever had Negronis before? Because that was the
Yeah. I just don't want to make fucking cocktails.
Yeah. Well, Negronis is those are powerhouse drinks. I mean, they'll fuck you up.
I'm not worried about being fucked up. I'm drinking 94 proof bourbon, just drinking it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about having to pause the show, make another cocktail.
It's true. Well, you could have put the Campari and the gin, and I would have mixed them all together, but that's fine. We're good.
Well, you didn't say I was going to make Negronis. You just said, I want Negronis.
So you're the expected bartender and all that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
No.
I'm here to provide.
Okay. No, that's cool. I get it.
If you show up for an Now We Drink episode, shit will be provided for you.
For sure. Well, what would you like to know more about?
What do you think I've been shy about what I've been asking you?
Well, no. I mean, what topics have we not covered or?
When did you lose your anal virginity?
Are we talking about finger or like tongue? Because we haven't done a full pegging or anything, and we're not going to.
Why not?
It's just not my thing.
How do you know?
Because like the tip of the finger was enough.
How deep? How many knuckles?
We're not even at the first knuckle.
Oh, like little girly hand. Like, oh. Even Playboy in the 90s says it's not, gay to be digitally.
No, I get it, but it's just not.
As someone who's been on air multiple times, I'd be like, if you get anywhere near my asshole, I clench. So I'm a giant hypocrite here.
The interesting thing is when you're talking about all that stuff, for the women who have you ever been with like a dominatrix? I mean, I'm talking like
as a paid session?
No, where they are coming to you not as a dominatrix.
I mean, I've definitely fucked some people who dabble in that world. I wouldn't.
It's an interesting dynamic when they're off duty and they want you to do what they do to people to them.
Well, for sure, because like
It's the switch.
if you try to choke me, I'm out. I definitely had a girl, like a civilian girl, years ago, try to choke me, and I'm just like, I pulled my pants up, and I'm like,
that was the over the line.
well, I took her hand off my neck first, and then she went and put back. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. Like,
Yeah. No, I rolled with it. It's not a whole thing. I mean,
hey, whatever makes you happy.
the first time I got slapped, I was a little taken back. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But no, when you're with someone who they get paid to dom and they switch, if you are not a sadist, okay, it's a little difficult to do because they basically want you to give them pain, destroy them, all of that. And I don't have that in me. So it didn't really go beyond like 5 or 6 times.
It took you 5 or 6 times to figure out, like, this isn't for me.
No. That was when she was she's like, don't bother with my vagina. Go straight to the butt. And the last time, it was messy. It was messy, requiring immediate shower and laundry. So
That's why you fuck at their place.
I guess I was never invited to their place, Matt Slayer. It just never happened.
Whoa, the full name.
Yeah, I'm always. You should call me Vic Lagina. When you address me as Vic Lagina.
Nah.
Kidding. But yeah, no, like that's what happened, and that's why that ended. So
it's because she ruined your sheets. What was the thread count on those sheets that you were so upset about?
I don't think that was it. I think it was the fact that I couldn't.
You brought up the laundry immediately.
Well, yeah, because it was fucking gross, dude. Like, you got liquid poop everywhere. But
yeah, these things happen. Sometimes when you drill for oil, you strike oil.
I understand. But I think it was more the fact that I wasn't as sadistic as she was wanting. I think that's really what
it had nothing to do with the poop.
I mean, that was my end game. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't go back. I would try it again, I think.
Let's text her right now.
Should we?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
I've been in contact with this person. Maybe I'll revisit that whole thing now that I'm single again. But
well, no, we should do it right now. Be like, hey, the podcast host is asking me to, why not?
I think she only talks through instant messenger, so I don't even sure I have her real number. Well, she's like,
well, you should do a DM slide right now. I'll help you craft it.
We'll do this later, maybe.
That's a no.
Or a part 2.
That's a no. Oh, that's how you're trying to get yourself back on the show. It's like, oh, well, we're gonna follow up on that DM slide.
Let's see how this goes.
See if I still have a career.
No, you'll be fine.
Oh, I don't. You think I'm actually concerned?
Yeah, no, I don't think we've gone in any bad places.
Even when, do you think I'm actually concerned?
No, I do not. So, but yeah, that was that whole experience with like the Dom thing. But it's a weird dynamic, I found it very interesting, very curious because you have that whole switch thing going on. It's not for the non-sadist. Let's just put it that way.
I'm just doing mental gymnastics right now. I'm like, am I a sadist?
I don't know. Could you?
Oh yeah, no. I've definitely. I've told this story on air before, but like during the pandemic, I was hooking up with a girl who specifically said, "I want you to ask for forgiveness, not permission," and I bopped her across the face while I was inside her once, and she's just like, "Oh."
So you've been given a blank check.
Yeah.
I've been given a blank check too. And
it's a bad plan.
It's like when they tell you you can do whatever you want to me, that's pretty daunting. It is. It's like, oh shit. Well, what do I do here? And I think for certain people of the world, that's an easy ask, but I don't know, man. I'm more of a romantic pleaser, want you to be a return customer kind of situation.
Depends on who you are if I want return business or not. Sometimes I purposely lay mediocre dick so we don't have to do this.
Purposely lay mediocre dick. Oh, okay. No, I mean, I figure if I've gotten through that all those hurdles of, okay, we're going to do this, I'm going to make sure it's going to be worth it and there's going to be more to come.
Nah.
No,
Nah.
wired differently, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, I want to pop in. I'm like, why did I put myself through this?
See, that's the thing. I try to avoid that question.
I try to avoid it. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, again, the whole psyching myself out situation before it even happens. It's like, and it goes back to, is jerking off going to be easier and less drama? If the answer is yes, then just jerk off and then be done with it.
Well, yes, that is the rational decision.
Mhm.
I make irrational decisions sometimes.
Do you do this while under the influence of booze? I think the answer is yes.
Oh, 100%. Like, there have been years where I have not had sex with anyone sober. Not once.
Okay.
I don't know what their inebriation level. I was not sober at all.
Every bad decision I've made in life is because I was drunk, which is why I probably don't.
Well, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to that. Yeah. No, I've had a lot of those.
Oh, no, I've made horrible decisions while drunk. I almost got married at AVN 14.
Oh, continue.
The audience has heard this, but I ditched the award show, ended up at Rumor, fucked some swinger that I don't remember her name. I don't think I ever got her real name. After, finishing up there, met back up with my friends, called up a Burning Angel performer who was also ditching the award show. When I met up with her, she's like, this is my first trip to Vegas. I should have a quickie wedding. And I had been drinking for hours at this point. I'm like, fuck it, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Her and I PDA all over Planet Hollywood. We'd lose all our friends. Like, we'd hung out twice before this and had never fucked. End up banging it out. And we almost called it off. And then we went to the Burning Angel brunch the next day where there was bottomless Bloody Marys, got drunk again and announced in front of the whole Burning Angel brunch that we're about to go get married. We got the wedding license. Honestly, if the Kiss Chapel was readily available, we would have gotten married. That is the abridged version. There is much.
But you didn't go through with it.
Well, yeah, she left me at the altar via text.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, after the brunch and after we got the wedding license, while we were waiting on the Kiss Chapel, we went back to where we were both respectively staying, which were very different places. And then she texted me like, I don't really think you're into this, and I don't really have the money in my account to cover the wedding. And I was trying to get her to pay for it.
Financial.
Yeah. And I am such a piece of shit during all of this that I am trying to get a prenup done while I'm pissed drunk.
Called your lawyer.
I called Federosi, who's like, I don't do family law. Federosi's like, I don't do family law. I tried to call my buddy, the party lawyer, back in Chicago.
The party lawyer. Okay.
He doesn't respond because it turns out he was in rehab during this.
Okay, yeah, perfect. This
I mean, he's living up to his name.
Yeah, this is the recipe for fucking awesomeness.
Yeah, if she had not left me at the altar via text, we would have gotten married. And what's fucked up is, thankfully, she made a full recovery, but she got diagnosed with brain cancer like 90 days later.
Jesus.
And at the time, she was a part-time performer who worked in a sex shop in Texas. I had a full-time day job and full insurance, so that would have been on my fucking insurance.
You have chosen wisely.
No, I stumbled out of a way of a bullet.
No,
I didn't even dodge it. I just kind of tripped.
Well, there's some people that I knew who did, get married quickie, and surprisingly, it didn't last. Shocking.
Her and I are still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, she's well out of the industry, like married, happy with a kid.
Yeah, I was engaged. My life could have been a lot different. Oh yeah, I guess I should get into this one, because I've had like a lot of bad relationships, but this one, I call her human herpes because she flares up every now and again. And my penance for choosing poorly in a partner and a potential mother of children, because she was pregnant twice, miscarried twice, and that was the second one was when, the universe was like, Vic, you're not supposed to be with this one. I don't know how else to tell you this. But she keeps flaring up even 15 years later. Now, here's the deal. She wants me to stop talking about her on podcasts, and I know she's going to be listening to this.
Awesome. I'll take the view.
Right. So here's the message. If you want me to stop talking to you, you have the power. Just stop messaging me. Stop with the text. Stop with the emails to my lawyer. Stop all of this.
Whoa, emails to your lawyer about what?
Blathering, word salad. I mean, she might be a legit schizophrenic. That's what my minor in psychology at Syracuse University is telling me.
Well, And you didn't figure this out 15 years ago?
I thought she was just a pathological liar.
Oh, that's even better.
Well, you find these things out over time, you know?
Yeah. If someone's a pathological liar, why do they even have an ability to contact you 15 years later?
Well, they just do, and they come out of the woodwork. But they're not even trying to contact me anymore. They're just really going through my lawyer because my lawyer is on my social media accounts and all that. But sorry, I got something in my eye here. But the truth is, dude, like,
I understand you're crying over it.
yeah, no, I'm very upset. I'm very upset that she keeps contacting me. No, the truth is, dude, if she wants it to stop, she wants me to stop talking, just fucking stop contacting me.
Well, I gotta put it out there. How's the hot to crazy ratio on that one?
I mean, they're all, you know, it's extremely hot and extremely crazy.
Well, yeah, but there are breaking points on that. There's a performer that is an old school performer who I adored, and then hung out with her one time in Miami, and I was like, oh God, you have somehow circumpassed the hot to crazy ratio.
Mm.
Like, you are legitimately trying to convince me that the 1% are lizard people.
Yeah, they're not.
They might be, but the problem is when you are at that level of industry fame where you are legitimately hanging out with 1%ers and hanging out with high-end entertainers, and you're telling me that your proof is YouTube?
I'm trying to think of who this Florida performer is.
Oh, no, she's an LA performer. We just happen to be in Miami at the same time.
Okay. I'll try to think of who it is because I might even know.
Oh, I'm positive you know who she is. I'm positive.
We'll talk about later.
Yeah,
we'll offset.
But it was literally, we were hanging out in Florida, and I adored her. We like, I got introduced to her from people I worked for in like Exotica Chicago in 2011. And it was just like, oh, she's awesome. She's so much fun. And then, yeah, we were in Miami in 2012, and it was just like, you were legitimately trying to convince me that you believe the 1% are lizard people from YouTube videos. When you texted me a couple weeks ago that you were having problems with very famous rappers you were hanging out with. Like, if you had been like, yo, Matt, I was at this rapper's mansion and they're lizard people, that would be a little more viable than I saw this YouTube video where the slits were closing like this.
Yeah, because they can't be, AI or faked or anything like that. But no, you're right. Okay, you're asking the question, the hot to crazy ratio. Well, very hot. There's a pattern. There's a distinct pattern in my life. Hot, great sex, but not a good partner. Okay, that was always it. There got to a point, I'd say after year 1.5, where I was like, I'm not even sure I can believe anything coming out of her mouth. But it was even deeper than that because there was a kid involved that she was trying to convince was my kid, which was a legit possibility.
You got the DNA test?
Well, I did eventually. When I got to the point where I was like,
why would you wait on that?
Because there was always a reason. There was always an excuse. There was always like all of that stuff. I mean, listen, it's all detailed in my book. It all is. And
I can't read, Vic.
Okay. Listen to the audiobook. But it was
12 hours long. I started to, and like, this fucking thing's 12 hours. Read faster. Fucking narrate faster.
1.5, 2.5. You just put it a little bit faster. No, the point is.
I don't need you sounding like a chipmunk.
The point is that I guess at that point in my life, I was, because of my occupation, that I felt like I had to make concessions about the partners I was with. Like, I'm in this world, so I'm going to have to make concessions. I was making some pretty fucking big concessions on this one. But there was a point where, like, all of her reasons, all of her excuses, it was all in the best interest of her kid. And, when you have a kid involved who was like 2-3 years old at the time, you're like, okay, I will give that some merit. But there's a certain point in time where you're like, okay, I have to start calling bullshit on this, and I'm going to now just do an anonymous DNA swab, because if the truth is that if I'm not the kid's father, well, now I can just walk the fuck away, and that's what eventually happens.
I mean, you could walk the fuck away either way.
You can, but, if you're getting a sense of me at all, is like I've got some kind of like...
Oh, no, I'm just saying you can. I'm not saying you should.
Right.
There's a big difference.
There's a lot of guilt in my head, in terms of the whole situation, how it all went down, everything. And guilt, I mean, it's a strong emotion or factor in all of this, and that's why I let things go. But there was a certain point where I was like, enough of this horseshit, let's figure this out. And so I did, but that was really what was going on.
And what were the results?
Negative. 99.9 8% I am not the child's
So
father.
there's a chance.
Yeah. Oh, right. Like I had the image of like me on like Maury's couch, just dancing up and down, like, ooh, I'm not the kid's father. But that was really like the end of it all. And
But how involved were you in the kid's life?
I mean, I was basically being the paternal figure in all of it. I mean, it certainly was. She was living with us.
Do you feel guilty about that at this point?
No, because like, listen, at the end of the day, I cut the whole thing off because I wanted the best interests of the kid. And that toxic relationship was not good for the kid. So,
Well, even if it was your child, it doesn't sound like that relationship was going to be good for the kid.
well, again, and then she was pregnant 2 more times. Like that, those were legitimately were my kids.
You
And
sure?
well, we just don't know, dude. We just don't know. But the point is that,
I mean,
yeah.
it could have been an immaculate conception.
Yeah.
She could have been giving birth to Jesus. Did you abort Jesus?
I think the Antichrist was avoided. I think that's really what happened, you know, in complete honesty. But the truth is, let's go back to the original point. I'll stop talking about you if you leave me the fuck alone and you stop emailing me, you crazy fucking schizophrenic bitch. I felt good. I felt really good. Okay, did you get the message? Fucko. Yeah. I mean, this was yesterday.
Well, whose fault is it that your sperm's addictive?
Oh, sorry, man.
I mean, don't apologize to me. I have no experience with that. I don't want any experience with that.
I mean, like, this was like a literally 2-page, 1-sentence, like blathering word salad, schizophrenic rambling of just nonsense. I just wanted to stop. So,
It's nice to want things.
yeah, well, like that's my penance. My feeling is my penance for choosing poorly is I have to deal with this.
Well,
right?
yeah, that's generally how it goes.
And her penance for fake paternity tests and all this other shit that was going on, I talk about her on podcasts. Now, if you want the shit to stop, just stop with the communication, human herpes. Can you just do that? You know? Fuck.
I don't know how I feel about, you know, being a platform for you to just, you know, air dirty laundry at you.
It's not going to work, so who gives a shit? It's going to continue on.
Well, then it's definitely not good content. I'm not changing the world with this.
The point is, she has the power, you know?
Don't they always?
Yeah, they do. It's called pussy power. It really is. The power of the pussy. Yeah. But anyways, 15 years, and it's still happening. So
Well, how'd you meet her?
guess.
A brothel?
Nope. She was okay, in terms of like performers, fart in the wind. Okay, briefly. From the Florida days. That's it. She is so batshit nuts that she thinks Pornhub is chasing her. See that look? Freeze that look. Okay, and blow it up. Put it on your wall because, yeah, like how absurd is that? Like, no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about your 6-week failure as a porn chick. They don't care. And I've never mentioned her by name. I've never mentioned what she looks like. I've never mentioned where she's from.
Oh, Florida.
No, she's not even from there. That's where I met her. But the point is like, no one cares except you. Let it go.
I mean, that's how most people's lives go. Most people don't care. Most people, because they're the center of their own story, think that everyone gives a fuck about them. They don't.
Well, if you're a schizophrenic, I imagine so. If you think people are chasing you and following you and really give a shit. But dude.
Well, it's the modern, you know, illness, mental illness for everyone. Everyone who's commenting on someone else's content thinks that they're much more self-important than they actually are. That anyone gives a fuck what they have to think.
Yeah, I've just dropped so much acid that I've shed all of my ego, and I really just realize how insignificant all of this is. So,
well, yeah, we are specks of dust in a rock flying through space.
yeah.
And if none of us fucking matter.
No.
In 100 years, none of us will be.
We're not even farts in the wind, dude,
Oh, no.
cosmically, at all.
Oh, 100% not.
Yeah.
It terrifies me. I hate it.
Yeah. It doesn't terrify me. I lean into it, man.
Well, good for you. No, I mean, I acknowledge it. I hate it. But yeah, at the end of the day.
No, I think people would understand, like, if they realize they don't matter, it would make things a lot easier for them. It would.
Oh, no, because they can't wrap their brains around that.
Nah.
You're giving people too much credit.
No, I think you're right. I've seen the light, man. I felt the energy. And
Oh no, I know I don't matter. I just don't like it.
No, I've come to terms with it. I know.
I'm in a different step of it's like anger, denial. There's stages of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm still in denial.
No, I've let go, and I realized that I control nothing except for maybe how I spend my day. So my choice is to spend and have an awesome day every day.
Why are you here?
Because I thought this was to be fun, and it is. It's been everything I thought and more, dude. Seriously.
Aw.
I'm present. I'm a present guy. I live in the now. I don't worry about tomorrow.
Well, you shouldn't, because none of it's fucking promised.
Right. And I don't care about the past because I've learned and I've forgiven myself for all past mistakes.
Well, and that's what I tell people all the time is like, it's only a problem if you don't learn from the mistake.
Right.
We're human. We're going to make mistakes. If you keep repeating the same fucking mistake, which I do when it comes to relationships all the time, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's on me.
Yeah. Well, it happens to me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I broke the cycle. I apparently haven't. That's okay. But there's still lessons to be learned. And you're going to learn until literally your heart stops beating.
Amen now.
Yeah.
Maybe on air right now.
Yeah.
You know CPR?
I do, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to
No, but that's the truth. Like, that's why I try to be just present and just make every day awesome.
Well, yeah. I've said this on air multiple times. Like, I thought 5-year plans were bullshit pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And the pandemic, to anyone who thought 5-year plans was a good fucking thing, should have opened their eyes. Every person who fucking died during the pandemic planned to be here right now.
Right. That's true. It's true. No, the pandemic was good for me. And the fact that it made me realize that the path I was on was not going to be sustainable. So I diverted. Now every day is a fucking gift, dude.
What do you do now, by the way?
I chill. I write. I make my new web series. I don't know if you caught any of those videos.
Not a one.
Okay. Go on my Instagram.
Your SEO needs to be better, apparently.
Yeah. No, I mean, not really. It's just, I have like literally 15 years of Brazzers footage, and I like the whole idea of writing and creating. So basically I'm doing like director narration of one particular day, and the footage is so like beautiful because, I was good at what I did. So now I just write about and I talk about what went down on that particular day. Some people
like dramatic reenactments of.
No. I'm actually using the footage. It's, as far as I'm concerned, fair use, in terms of everything.
That sounds like a discussion between you and ALO's lawyers.
Well, I'll have that discussion. You have to understand something. I came from a very good journalism school of Syracuse University. My communications law class told me about fair use. That company is of the public interest. They are all over the media. My commentary, people want to know about it. I can argue fair use, and we will just see how that all goes.
Oh, for sure.
But
I'm not saying you won't prevail in the court of law.
Well,
I'm just saying
we just don't know, dude.
No.
I don't even think they would want to bother because all they'll be doing is giving me more publicity. That's really what would happen. But the truth is, man, like, we have so many stories from those 15 years of footage that I'll be able to craft these videos on and on and on. Now, the herd has been, unsettled a little bit. I've heard from people. They're like, you're making me look like I'm a crazy person. I'm like, it's just all in good fun. I'm not trying to hurt you or harm you. I'm just.
Yeah, not everyone has a
They
sense of humor about that shit.
They take themselves seriously.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They spent time crafting a brand and developing an image. So, yeah, they're taking themselves seriously. They feel their livelihood's tied.
I think it's minimal impact, especially from little old me.
Guy who's done 100 podcasts.
Yeah, but still. No, I think it's more like 50, but.
Oh, only 50.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm such an intriguing guest that people want to have me on their shows, dude.
I regret every moment of this. Every moment. I'm going to just spit in Donnie Rock's face next time I see him. No words of bah. Like a deep loogie, like with some phlegm behind it.
Yeah.
He's going to be like scraping it off his face like it's a load.
A malicious loogie.
Oh, yeah.
Completely.
I'm coming for you, Donnie. I'm coming. I'm going to build it up. I'm going to have a full cigar. I'm going to finish the cigar so it's nice and maybe drink some milk.
Yeah.
So it's really phlegmy.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's the point of not giving a fuck anymore. Because I've lost all fucks. They just,
Well,
they're gone.
also your livelihood's not tied to this anymore.
True. It isn't. And that's very liberating in that sense, you know?
How are you making ends meet?
I did fine. I did real estate investments. I've saved my money. I never got married. I never reproduced. So
That you know of.
yeah, that's true. It's a good point. Yeah, but the point is that the secret to life, boys and girls, is having a small nut. And if you reduce your nut as much as possible, you don't need much. So as long as I live within my means, I don't really have to do much. And that's not to say I don't want to work. I just spent a lot of time in my life working for people I loathe and despise that I don't want to waste my precious moments anymore doing that.
I mean, I feel like that's a very common experience for most people. Most people
Sure.
work for people that they do not like.
Of course. No, I agree. I think a lot of people are on the elliptical of life because they did reproduce and they got married and they have to sustain that. That's why I was able to retire literally at 47 years old, you know?
Ooh la la, I'm Vic. I retired at 47 years old. I'm ooh la la.
No, but that's what I do now. So
I covered people's fluids for 18 years. And
I write every day. I get better at the piano. I hang out with my dogs. I just chill. That's what I do all day. You ask, so I'm telling you. It's a lovely existence. I'm very grateful for it. But it's not like I didn't put the work in. I did. I grinded for a while. And it took a toll, but you know, I came out better. You know, I think being away from it all, processing it, writing the book, doing all that, it got me on the better side. It kept me in the light, you know.
is there any thoughts on doing a follow-up book?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm writing the stories, but the question is like with this book, I just had this in my brain that I might be not long for this world.
Or you think they're going to take you out?
Well, I don't know. Not them. I'm just saying in general. You don't know how long you have. So my point was get it all out, pour out your heart and soul in one project, which by the way, wasn't a short process. It was 8.5 years from start to finish.
I know. I saw you tell Lisa Ann the same thing.
Okay. But the truth is like, but if you're going to release something, it's got to be as good as you possibly can. Like this is why.
Oh shit. What? Fuck.
Well,
Fuck.
yeah. I'm saying for me, I've done projects before that have stayed in the can because I was like, this is shit. I don't want to put my name on it. But when it came to my book, I was like, yeah, I'm going to release this. And because I know it's going to be at least good, but let's make sure like it potentially could be great. The response I've gotten on it has been that completely. Like people have been like, dude, good job. Like you literally were completely brutally honest, mostly about yourself. You were brutally honest about yourself. So I commend you for putting yourself out there for that. But yeah, like if you're going to work on something, you've got to put the time in to craft it. You can always go what most people are doing now, which is AI. I'm not going to do that. My book was all 100% organic. You know, it was all from my brain.
The AI lies. Like if you don't know people, the AI hallucinates. Last time I ChatGPT'd myself, because I do this occasionally because it's amusing to me.
Yep.
ChatGPT told me I perform at the Comedy Store and I have a tight 5. Like, goddamn, when did I get up? Like, am I fight clubbing my comedy career?
Interesting. Yeah, no. So this was all organic, and that's why I put everything into that. Do I have more stories to tell? Sure, but the Instagram stories, Vic Lagina's Tales from the Filthy Trenches, it's starting to make some rumbles and it's starting to get some views, especially when you've got most people, as you would imagine, are shunning me because they don't want to piss off the monopoly. But you every now and again have someone like Kendra Lust who's like, fuck them. I'm going to promote you. I'm going to push you. And it's been getting some traction. So I'm going to continue on that road. And that's what I'm going to do every day.
At the end of the day, I'm here for interesting stories.
Mm-hmm.
If you were boring as shit, yeah, I might not hear this.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, yeah, I was on set for 18 years and yeah, I hate the monopoly. Yeah. I probably would be like, this might not be worth my fucking time.
Nah, man. No, like for me, the experience was so bizarre and awkward that I had to really just roll in and lean into that, you know? And that's really what it was. And that's what the book is. It's walking in my shoes, the ups and downs, the brutally honest stories about all of it. That's really what the book is. So yeah, I mean, I know 12 and a half hours. That's what most people say. But dude, it was 20 years, man. It was 20 years having a front row seat with a company that changed the business forever.
How do you feel that you were able to retire in your mid 40s, but some of the people that work for you are still fucking struggling right now?
Well, listen, dude, I took some big fucking risks. And listen, you pay the cost to be the boss. That's the way I see it. And when you take big risks and big swings and the risks are on you, well, you should reap the rewards from that. Like some of the choices that I made based on the circumstances that were going on, including buying my house in Vegas, including signing a lease that my company was liable for, and then buying my second studio because I wanted to keep this thing going. These are not small risks. You're basically taking your testicles out, putting them on the table and saying, I've got big balls. And if you do that and you make it work, you should reap the rewards. I do believe that. And any of them could have done that. They just chose not to. They just chose to work for an asshole like me. And that's really what happened.
I was just curious, like, how you felt on, because as we talked about before we got on here, like, I'm friends with some of your old crew. So like, and I know what like financial states they were. I had someone who was on your crew ask me about getting a day job where I was doing armed security because they were afraid that they were going to make more money being on an armored car truck than they were being on your set.
Sure. No, I get it. But here was the deal. For those that were working when we were really busy, they were making enough money where it was like, okay, it made sense. But when we were getting to the point where we were like in the Mind Geek era where they were really being chiselers, okay, there was half the month for them to do whatever they wanted to. They were getting pretty well paid for a part-time gig. So whether or not they wanted to do more with themselves was really entirely on to them. That's the way I see it.
I'm just getting secondhand stories, so I was just curious.
I get it. No, listen. I would love to hear the things that were said. Oh, he's cheap. Oh, he's banking all the money. All this, all that. I can imagine it. But dude, I was making a fee that I negotiated for myself on the shoot, just like they were. And when they asked for raises, if it worked, they got their raises. But again, they had the opportunity to do whatever they wanted for the other half of the month. Some of them chose not to do anything. That was their choice.
For sure.
Yeah. Some were working other gigs. Like I can think of my makeup artist. She wasn't just working for me. She was working about 3 other gigs. Other people.
Well, it was also, for at least my time in Vegas, a very different day in Bourne. There wasn't that many opportunities to do non-studio work in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was clips for sale and hot movies were like your options for doing shit that was not for a studio.
Sure.
And both those sites were fucking horrible back in the day.
Right. No, I think like the situation was if you wanted to make more money, then find a side hustle that isn't porn, if you can.
Vegas doesn't have a ton of opportunities.
It doesn't. No, I mean, I'm still there and I'm like, okay, what do I get into next? And
well, and because LA is so goddamn expensive, I've kicked around going back. Hell, I almost moved back in 21 I did move back for a month in 21, but that was also specifically for a gig.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 weeks later, working for a crazy person didn't work out.
Okay. But you're thinking about going back?
Part of me is thinking about going back.
Well, if you need a place to stay, man, you can stay with me, man. No, I got tons of room.
I just met you today. That sounds like a horrible idea.
No, does it?
Yes.
No,
you're pushing this way too hard for this to not feel like a horrible
I'm just
idea.
saying it's very chill there, very quiet, very peaceful. And you seem like a good dude. I don't think you would be a bad roommate.
Ask anyone who's ever lived with me, you'd be wrong.
Well, okay, I'll revisit that one. Could be the booze talking, but
well, this is how I sucker people in.
Yeah.
I honestly should not live with other people. I've realized this as an adult. Like, I am fucking particular, and also just like, if you fuck with my money, I get fucking crazy.
I agree with you.
Like, I have a former roommate that I had to sue because he hadn't fucking paid his rent.
Yeah.
And like, fucking, it was not my shiniest moment. We'll go with that.
Yeah, no, I understand the whole fucking with the money thing because a lot of my previous employees were trying to fuck with my money. A lot of people that I brought into the Brazzers fold were fucking with my money. That was like the ongoing thing. Like for a while there, I was having to check out my ass to see how many bite marks were out of it because there were people just trying to take what I had because they wanted it. That was really the battle for a lot of it, especially during the Pornhub years in the very beginning when everyone was losing their jobs and losing their income and losing their livelihood, and the Obama economy, which was terrible because we were in a deep recession. So yeah, that was recipe for people wanting to take what was mine. And I was trying to shoot porn in addition to fending off attacks from outside and inside of my organization. I mean, that's really what was going down.
Well, why keep people around that were trying to take a bite out of you?
There was like the Godfather mentality of it, where keep your friends close, your enemies closer kind of situation. That was happening, a lot of it. It was a lot of like Machiavellian scheming to try to outmaneuver, outlast. But there was a time too where I brought in like the Kieran Lees, the Brett Brandos, a lot of them. Like I brought these guys into the fold and it wound up costing me dearly because I was really doing it because I was trying to help out the company that I thought fondly of at the time. But you realize quickly, it's like, you have to be a ruthless fucking bastard in this industry.
No, that's just life.
I understand, but I'm not wired that way. I wanted to help people. And
well, helping individuals is fine. Helping corporations is another thing.
But no, I was helping individuals. And it wound up biting me in the ass. But it's all in the book. It's all part of the journey, you know?
These things happen.
Yeah.
As long as you don't repeat the mistakes.
Of course. I learned. After a while, I was like, I'm not helping out anyone. Fuck everyone.
You literally just invite me to live in your home.
No, I'm just saying, if you ever come to Vegas, you need a
Like,
place to stay.
it's like, I'm not looking to help anyone, but you could live in my home. Like, what?
I'm just saying, dude, if you're thinking about it and you want to you need a place and you're in a pinch, reach out to me and we'll talk. That's all. That's all.
When I don't have a career anymore and I have to couch surf on Vic's couch because of this interview.
You'll have a room, dude. There's like 3 of them, 3 extra rooms, man.
A couch in a room? Oh my God.
Oh, you'll have a room with a couch.
What an upgrade. What an upgrade.
The best of both worlds, man.
What a fucking upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in all a weird industry. It's just still a lot of people treating it like the Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's been an established industry for decades.
Sure.
I don't know where we end up going. Like, I don't know what really causes it to settle more into how the rest of mainstream entertainment works.
Well, for me, it was like, is the juice worth the squeeze? And I didn't feel like it was anymore, you know?
It may never.
Mm.
It may never.
It was. I mean, it was juicy for a while, man. It was really juicy for a while. But it got to a certain point where I was like, nah, this is going to be too much trouble than it's worth. You know?
Well, that's just how human society works. Fucking things change. Things
ebb and flow, strikes and gutters, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes. So
you can't depend that like, oh, hey, this industry I'm in is going to work forever. Hell, spent over a decade in the armored car industry. How much fucking currency is being used these days?
Right.
Half of the job was delivering change to retailers.
Change.
Yeah.
Fucking hate change. I fucking hate change.
You don't hate coin like I do. A box of quarters weighs 26.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Having to deliver hundreds of boxes of coin at a jump to a bank. Fucking hate it. But who's using coin these days? Who's really using currency in a lot of cases? You would have thought like transporting currency would be a job that would last forever.
Mm-hmm. When did that stop?
Probably within the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I would assume that like things, I mean, when's the last time you paid for a purchase with cash?
No, I was doing that up until the pandemic.
Yeah.
And the pandemic just ended that.
Well,
completely.
Because the mint shut down, coin shortages started happening. So
no, I was just like, it's just dirty paper money. People are really worried about germs and stuff. I'll just use my card, and that just kind of made more sense. And that's where
it always, since it has become easy, it's always made more sense. Like, I don't have to get change. I don't have to get 21 cents that's going to just rattle around in my pocket and go where.
Yeah. No, I hate change. Loathe change.
Yeah. Since you can't buy anything with change,
right?
It just becomes a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So that all ended, like you say, 10 years ago? Maybe less.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
I've been in the armored car industry since I quit in 2014 when I moved to LA. So
okay. But yeah, with porn, I I am not optimistic about the future of pornography and the production of it at all.
Where do you see it going?
AI. Completely AI. Not completely. I've had conversations with people about the AI situation, and you're always going to have people, they're classified into two categories. You've got your organics and your digitals.
Right.
You got people who are like, I want to see real people fuck and sweat and, make the guttural noises and everything else. And then you got people who are like, you know what? I don't give a shit. I just want to, just
an image to get off to.
Right. Exactly. And as we covered earlier, I am totally down if I was a businessman to just cut out people. So I think that is why the industry really should be freaking themselves out.
I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big hurdle right now is finding a platform that will actually, you can't go to Google's VO3 and prompt porn.
Right.
So the big tech giants are putting hurdles in the way.
Mm.
The resources it would take to make an engine like that would actually allow you to just prompt porn.
Right.
Have you seen VO3 at all?
No, but I mean,
it's full prompting fucking film scenes.
Mm.
Pretty good looking.
Yeah.
Fucking film scenes.
Yeah. But how are the actors' performances?
They made it so you can sync audio to the dialogue now.
Get it, but is the performance moving you?
I think that has to do with the prompting more than...
Okay. Well, no, I mean, I think all of us are kind of endangered at this point in time.
I'm in the danger of you just have to deal with my bad takes. So there's an AI model that's been trained on my bad takes, and then I'm fucked.
I think the reality is, though, and I go back to the whole Mission Impossible thing, I have respect for the manpower that goes behind great filmmaking. And you're going to have your purists that are going to hold on to that.
For how long?
You're right. I don't know. I mean,
in the early 1900s, how many people were like, horses or nothing?
Right. No, I agree with you. I think it's a generational thing. And I think after a certain point, the old fogies like you and I are going to be like,
people won't know any better.
Yeah. No, I know. You're right. So what are we, 25 years out? 10? 15?
10, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
And how fast this shit's coming?
I know. I was talking about this earlier, man. I was born in the early 70s, and seeing things in the 80s and 90s before cell phones and all that shit. And just watching technology advance in the last 25 years. Fucking mind-blowing, dude.
Well, I tell people I tell people all the time, the early 2000s had more in common with the 70s than they do now.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think what happened in the last 25 years? Let's go from 2025 to 2050.
Yeah.
Mind blown, dude.
I'll be dead.
You think so?
Any minute now.
You think your liver's going to give out by then?
One of the organs. It's a race.
You just wouldn't figure out which one it is.
I'll be dead. I won't care.
How old are you?
44.
So I got 7 years on you. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna make myself into the 80s or 90s, unfortunately.
Well, unfortunately, it's a crapshoot because my father's side dies fairly young.
Mm.
My mother's side is really fucking my grandparents on my mother's side outlived my father.
Yeah, yeah,
by a couple of years.
Yeah, no, mine's reverse. My mother died when she was 44. My father is now 82. The wheels are wobbly. It's bad. I'm thinking that I should probably take up heroin by the time I'm 78.
Why wait?
Because that's when the shit gets wobbly. There's still good years ahead, but
yeah, on heroin, it'll be amazing.
I'm thinking maybe go to Thailand and just have
Don't do heroin in Thailand. They'll put you in a weird prison.
I thought that was
Oh no, the Thai don't.
I thought it was Singapore.
Oh no, Singapore will execute you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thailand will just put you in a prison with 100 dudes where you're lying on
And
top
what the fuck is with Bangkok? I heard Bangkok's a free-for-all.
For sex, not drugs.
Well, I guess I gotta rethink this strategy. But the image I have is an Asian with her titties out, like lighting my opium pipe and casually sending me into the afterlife. That's how I think it's gonna go.
You can definitely do that in Vegas. You don't have to travel clear across the world for that.
Okay. All right. Well, but that's kind of the idea when shit starts getting fuck, this is too much to bear. Well, yeah, that's a good time to take up opioids.
Yeah, I'm gonna die. Well, someone from my comment section is gonna take me out on the strip like that poor bastard who died Vegas last weekend.
Yeah.
You hear
Oh
about
yeah,
that?
well yeah, there was an execution in front of the Bellagio.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Okay.
someone from my comment section is definitely going to take me out like that at some point. I call them idiots all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. That's kind of how I see things going. But I don't know. Until then, every day is a gift. Make the best of it.
A gift, really?
Yeah, I see it that way. I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I'm so happy to be here. I've got my dogs waking me up every day saying, hi, how are you? We're going to have an awesome day today. Seriously, that's how my day starts every day. You can't get better than that, man.
Oh, you definitely could.
How?
Hookers and blow?
I've done that though. I've done that already. That got old.
Well, the dogs are going to get old too, and then they're going to die, and you're going to still be here.
Another dog.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a sociopath about your dogs. You're just like, they could die. It's cool.
No. I think I've just kind of done. I've ushered them into the afterlife so many times in so many different circumstances. Sometimes, they've gone too soon. Sometimes, like, it was their time and they called their shot and I was holding them in my arms. Sometimes they just needed a little help, and they had literally someone putting them down. I've done all of that and I've experienced every single variation of a dog's death, and they're all sad, but they're all beautiful. And the truth is our lifespan is so long that we're able to enjoy so many of these miraculous beasts during our lifetime. So they're angels, man. I'm going to be with as many dogs as I possibly can and give them the best possible lives as I can.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Do you think there's anything after this?
Of course. Well, here's the thing. What are we in? Are we in a simulation? I believe we are.
Someone left the keyboard a long time ago.
Fine. Or
we're in an episode of The Sims where they took the ladder from the fucking pool and walked away.
Or they have the dial and they're like, well, crazy. Let's see what they do. And then let's dial it back and let's go a little crazy. And
Oh no, it's always been crazy. We've just gained more access to information and are aware of how crazy it is. It's always been crazy.
Of course. Well, I think crazy is relative.
Sure.
You ask people from the 1500s, they're like, oh shit, fucking crazy. They're chaining us to like these Iron Maidens and torturing us. But
we're traveling for years or months at a time to enforce our religious will on other people because they're on some land that we think, a fucking mystical carpenter was born on.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, dude. And that's what I'm saying. I think we've been in crazy mode on the simulation for a while.
Forever.
Yeah, well, yes. And so it's all relative.
We're the only animal on the planet that does all of this shit.
I think the goal of all of this is get through to the end without blowing your fucking brains out. Because if you can do that, you won the game of life or whatever it is.
I mean, depending on the situation, that might be a better way to go. When you're Hunter S. Thompson, who has terminal fucking cancer, I think Hunter may have made the right choice. Do you really want to wither away in a fucking hotel, like a hospital room, hooked up to IVs and just dying in pain?
I'd have an Asian with her titties out lighting my fucking opium pipe. That's what I would do.
What kind of cancer do you need to be like, okay, we're just doing this right now?
I don't know. I don't think about that. I used to.
Well, you should know.
Well, sure, but I used to be like the ones that were getting like the annual checkup and the blood work and all that stuff, and then I've kind of adopted the whole line of thinking of stop with this shit. Like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Like do the work out every day, put good things in your body, eat organic food. I do all of this thing. I do. I know you're looking at me like I'm a crazy person.
I mean, I do none of that.
I do. I am doing the best to put like my vessel to be in the best position to win the fucking marathon. But the truth is, like, if something is going to take me out, I'm not afraid of it, man. I'm not. I'm actually very morbidly curious about it. I am.
Well, you should be. We're all going to die eventually.
Of course. And we all, my opinion, we have 1,000 times. This is all a fucking cycle,
So you believe in actual reincarnation?
Yeah, I do. And I don't necessarily believe it's going to be this.
So what did you do in a past life to end up here?
I don't know. Something good, because I have a good life. I have a good life, dude. There's nothing.
No one with a good life ends up on the show.
Yeah, no, I disagree with you, dude. I disagree with you. That's all perspective, man. I'm like thinking,
No. Sometimes I just say things to be fucking contrary.
no. I'm enjoying the journey. Like I literally am.
Well, that's what you have to do.
Yeah. Even when things go a little sideways, I get my heart broken from my last relationship. I'm like, fuck this. No, fuck it, dude. Move on, man. Just enjoy the next step.
Well, if you have no lows, you have no highs.
True. Strikes and gutters.
Yeah. Like, you don't appreciate the good shit if you have nothing bad happen to you. That's why I hate celebrities' children.
Yeah.
Like, true. You've never had any actual wants. You've never actually had anyone say fucking no to you.
Yeah. No.
You don't know how to deal with the adversity of someone being like, fuck you, no.
Agreed. How much stoicism do you read? Do you read about this?
I'm illiterate. How many times do I have to tell you this? I don't know how to read.
Really?
Do you believe that?
No, I don't. You're much more smarter than you.
I'm much more smarter?
Yes. Much more intelligent. No? No, I read stoicism every day. The ancient Stoics, dude. They give you a good perspective on how to approach life every day. It's you have to basically entertain every possibility that is going to potentially happen to you and learn to be at peace with every single one of those possibilities. And if you can do that, and that's some Jedi shit right there, then you will get to the end okay.
I'm honestly on some what I consider modern stoicism. Like, if you are not actually someone I know, you don't matter. Like, your opinion doesn't matter. Unless there is some background that like shows me your level of expertise. I don't give a fuck what you have to say.
So then what do you think about porn star opinions?
Depends on the subject.
Really?
Well, yeah. If you're telling me about on-set sex or something else that a porn star is an actual expert at, I will listen to you.
Sure. But
if it is something that you don't know shit about,
like politics?
Well, yeah. And no one should be listening to me about politics either. I don't know shit either.
It's, dude, like, here's the thing. I've tried to follow people on social media, and the minute they start popping off about politics, I'm like, okay, I can't anymore. I just can't. It's like, that's not your area of expertise. Please stop now. Please, for the love of God.
My overarching thought process on most things is like, if it does not personally affect you and you're not an expert on it, why the fuck are you commenting on it?
Agreed. And they really enjoy commenting on it. I'm like, I'm really trying not to unfollow, but you're making it very, very hard.
Yeah, and you're welcome to your opinion, but don't think anyone should follow your opinion like it's the fucking gospel.
No, I agree. I think just lay off of it because you're abandoning at least half of your audience when you do that. Depending on which way you swing. I don't care where people lean politically. I really don't. I'm just thinking, like, come on, porn stars, stop being political. There's really no reason for it.
Well, I understand why they do it. I understand that social media gives them a voice and a platform, so they feel the need to express it. Doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means that they have the ability to express themselves and an audience to listen to them. And in most cases, the audience should be like, why am I listening to you about this? I come to you to fucking get sexual gratification. And I'm not saying they're wrong, whatever their opinion is. But you need to take everything with a grain of salt. Like, I tell people constantly, do not listen to me. I don't know shit. If you want to know about booze and travel, that's what I know about.
But here's the thing. They don't realize that they are merely a fart in the wind.
Everyone is.
Exactly. And these porn stars really need to realize they're a fart in the wind. Stop.
That's not just a porn star thing. That is not just the industry.
Of course.
That is everyone on social media.
Humanity. It's humanity.
Humanity.
I agree with you.
Humanity, every fucking person who comments on someone's bullshit thinks they're the center of the fucking universe and their opinion fucking matters.
I know. It's so sad.
I don't know if you've ever looked at my comment section on IG. Oh, you should. It's pretty comical. Where I actively remind people, like, you only speak for yourself. Like, oh, we all think she's a whore. Like, no, dog, you think she's a whore. And no one actually thinks your opinion matters. You're an anonymous account with no fucking profile picture. please tell me what you've done in this world besides
You
making.
spend time doing this?
Oh yeah, because engagement metrics are a thing.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Oh no, I'm not emotionally invested. I don't care what you comment as long as you comment.
Okay.
I tell them that too. I'm like, I literally don't care. Thank you for the support. I do not care what you actually have to say as long as you say something. I will say something inflammatory back to you to get you to comment again to help my engagement metrics.
Love it. Okay, I'm learning things.
Because none of you matter.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't either. That's why one of them is going to shoot me one day. Just shoot me fucking dead.
You think so?
Probably.
You think that's how it's going to go? I think
I don't live stream, so I don't tell them where I'm going to be immediately.
Yeah.
It's going to be a convention.
No, in my book, I predicted my death, which is getting shot by a jaded something or other. So maybe that's a prophecy. Who knows?
Are we murder suiciding it tonight?
No. I'm just saying, like
Murder suicide?
No.
Or suicide murder?
Let's not do that. Let's not. No, I'm just saying.
We have a witness.
Yeah. No. That's my call. You know, someone might.
I only signed up for this for the murder suicide.
Yeah.
I was promised a murder suicide. Donnie, what the fuck, man? You told me there was going to be a murder suicide.
Donnie fucking Rock.
Donnie, why would you lie to me about this? I thought I was finally going to be out of this motherfucker.
Well, you know, Asians with titties out, opium. You know, try it.
Yeah, I like stimulants and hallucinogens. Well, actually, I mostly like hallucinogens, but
Me too. They've helped me. Have they helped you?
have a good time.
No, but not like, you know.
No, they definitely have.
Yeah, no, they help me. A lot of people are afraid of the hallucinogens, and I will say that having had, you know, younger trauma, as we all have, and being close.
Anyone who's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Only boring people don't have trauma.
It's helped me. It's helped me open up in that sense. So I have not spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on psychotherapy. Instead, I've just gone the $5 acid tab, and it's worked out lovingly.
My beef, I've said this 100 times. My beef with acid is just such a time commitment.
Of course. Even when you're like laying down, you're not sleeping, you're vibrating. That's what happens, you know?
I end up fucking with shrooms much more regularly.
Yeah, because they let go.
Yeah. Though I did 6 grams on my birthday, and there was a point where I was like, I'm not sure I'm coming back from this.
What are you doing tomorrow night?
Mm,
Do you want to go Grateful Shred?
Not really. I don't.
Honest answer. Appreciate it. It's at the Fonda.
I know,
Yeah.
but that sounds like a jam band.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's a good time. Yeah.
Poor pussy choices trauma right there.
Oh, well, no.
I had a girl dragged me in the mid aughts to the Marshall Trucker Band, and they were jamming out. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah. Oh,
Pussy was not worth it.
no. I've seen Shred before. They're fucking pretty badass. So that's where I'm going to be. And that's why I'm here. In addition to having this delightful conversation, which I'm enjoying.
The show was first. I understand.
Well, it was all big whole thing. I'm not going to do one without the other. Hand in hand. Seriously.
If I'd been like, no, I'm not available, you would have not come in for the show.
Exactly.
I don't believe you.
I don't know. I'm serious. We do it all in one, man. It literally, I bought my show tickets after you said yes. That's the truth.
All right.
Yeah. And I bought my plane ticket after you said yes. So.
Well, I'm happy to have said yes.
Yeah. No. Have you been enjoying yourself?
Never.
No.
I do this because, they're going to execute my mother if I don't do an episode every week.
Well, we've had a long conversation, so you've somewhat enjoyed the conversation.
No, I just want to keep my mom alive. They're holding her hostage. They just made me put out a podcast every week. Otherwise, I don't know why I'm doing this bit. I do not know. I'll blame the booze on just.
Yeah. Oh, you've crushed that. I crushed my bottle.
Well, yeah. One of them has a slightly higher proof than the other.
True. And the fact that I'm not even boozing these days and I crushed the whole bottle and I'm still like somewhat intelligent and coherent. I don't know about the intelligent part, but the coherent part. Oh, there you go.
Post will tell.
Yeah. We just don't know, dude.
Never know. Like when I come back to this week's, I'm like, what the fuck did I say?
You have those moments?
Oh, there have been whole episodes where I'm like, did I save it? One day I'll have a PA. One day.
Yeah. No, man. All in one show. I dig it.
It's a thing. It'll continue to be a thing. But I hate to do it. We're actually going to call last call on this motherfucker.
Okay.
Before we get you out of here, Vic.
Mhm.
tell them where they can find you on things. Tell them where they can buy the book. Put a little money in your pocket for this fucking trauma.
Yeah, no, it wasn't traumatic at all. Go to viclagina.com.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, go to viclagina.com. You can see the trailer for the book Filthy, which my former production manager was a assistant on. Actually, it was pretty cool. He's actually in it too. And you can go to socials. I'm on Twitter at Vic Lagina, my Instagram at Vic Lagina, and at Filthy Vic Lagina. And I actually just started a YouTube channel which has these videos that I've been telling you about, where I'm just, giving my undiluted thoughts about all of the scenes that I've shot over the 18 years or so. So go there and spin the audiobook. It's now on Audible too.
It's 12 plus hours.
It's a commitment, but dude, listen, if you're driving or flying to Thailand or Australia, will pass the time. It really would.
I generally put Alison Chain's Jar of Flies on repeat when I'm on flights that long.
For those who don't have ADHD, you could, spin it and get a good tale of how this crazy pornographer existed and survived the porn world for 20 fucking years. Yeah, that's what I would say. It was a good journey. I don't have regrets, and I don't really endorse it either. It was an existence that I wish I wanted to share with the world.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man.
It's not for everyone.
It isn't.
Well, Vic, it's been a pleasure. We may do it again, depending if they cancel me or not, or take me out back and beat me to death in Montreal or some shit.
They're not going to do that.
I know.
They're not.
I'm just being dramatic for the fucking bit.
I get it. No, I would love to come back next time I'm in LA for a fucking jam band. I will hit you up and we'll do a part 2. If you want to, listen, here's the thing. I'm very outspoken. If there's anyone who wants to converse with me, challenge me, fight with me, bring it.
Fists or knives?
Doesn't matter. Let's do it.
Knife fight Vic.
Let's do it. Listen, I won't back down from anyone. The truth is, if you've got a legitimate beef with me, if you want to talk with me, I'm here. I'm not going to break down and shy away from anyone. So
fair enough.
Maybe that will be your part 2.
Someone stabbing you? I mean, I don't want blood on my floor.
Someone having a problem with me that wants to get into it. I'm happy to do it.
All right.
I see you have another microphone here, so maybe.
That's an illusion. Until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.